So another question that I have for you is how do you maximize the current relationships you have in your life?
I maximize them by just trying to be there. Even though life is busy, you still
Mhm.
have to make time, for people and just do check-ins. A lot of times you'll get that feeling in your spirit about somebody being on your mind, and then you just have to take that time to even call or text. You know, um, People be so busy, but it doesn't take 5 minutes to sit down and at least send a text to people. And
Yeah.
I did that yesterday with a lady I hadn't talked to in a while. And I was just like, "Hey, how you doing?" Because you crossed my mind. So
Mhm.
that's how I try to maximize it, is just not let time get in the way and continue to have that openness to just say you're good.
Hey, welcome back to My Therapist Needs a Therapist. We have a special guest for you. I'm super excited because this is my cousin, Miss Chastity. She agreed to share her thoughts and perspective on maximizing your relationships in your life. So I'm super excited to have her and super thrilled that she agreed to do this because I love her comments. I love her feedback. I love her energy. I think one thing that is super special for me is her laugh is amazing. She's got like the best laugh in the world. I love it. I love it. So I don't know if I could get her to laugh like that today, but I'm excited. But Miss Chastity has over 23 years of experience in the IT educational field. So I know she's going to have some good words of wisdom for us. But we're so excited to have her. So welcome, Miss Chassie. Thank you for being here.
Thank y'all for having me.
Yes, we're super excited again, like I say, to have you. And we're going to just jump right into it. I really
Okay.
want to know what your thoughts were about that episode of maximizing our current relationships in our life.
I like the episode. It brings a conversation that I think is needed, just especially for women. It seems like more women are not willing to be vulnerable, but you got to have somebody that you need to be vulnerable with to be able to have those hard conversations. So I think the episode is gonna broaden the knowledge and help a lot of women, especially when we gotta let those guards down and understand that we all been through the same situation, and if we haven't, we will.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you so much for that. And you're spot on with that is helping. That's our thought is we want to help broaden people's perspective, our viewpoint. Some people agree with and some people don't agree with. But it's just something to put out there and make people think about, how they can maximize their relationships, whether it be friendships, whether it be family, whether it be coworkers, whether it be a significant other. So another question that I have for you is how do you maximize the current relationships you have in your life?
I maximize them by just trying to be there. Even though life is busy, you still
Mhm.
have to make time, for people and just do check-ins. A lot of times you'll get that feeling in your spirit about somebody being on your mind, and then you just have to take that time to even call or text. You know, um, People be so busy, but it doesn't take 5 minutes to sit down and at least send a text to people. And
Yeah.
I did that yesterday with a lady I hadn't talked to in a while. And I was just like, "Hey, how you doing?" Because you crossed my mind. So
Mhm.
that's how I try to maximize it, is just not let time get in the way and continue to have that openness to just say you're good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then you still know most people not gonna really open up to you like you want them to, or like, it's their choice to do it. But for sometimes for someone just knowing that you took the time to check on me, say hi, how you doing, you need anything, that's the part that's especially important to people. And then at the next time, that'll lead into them opening up more
Yeah.
about what's going on with them and starting that conversation. So I always try to just make the time. That's how I like to maximize the relationship, and just even some of my texts is just like, "You good?"
Mhm.
And just to let people know that I'm there.
Yeah, yeah. And that goes a long way, just simply receiving a text and saying you good. It goes a long way for people because there are people out there that are struggling with different things in their life, whether it be anxiety, whether it just be just stress and stuff. So you're receiving that text to say you're good, does a lot for people. What do you, how do you feel about people that feel like, okay, they are maybe a burden, so they don't reach out and say, whether it be just a friend or a family member, or and they don't reach out to other people. How do you feel about talking to them and I guess maybe making them feel comfortable? I don't know if you can make somebody feel comfortable, but what would you say about something like that?
It's hard because I think that's something that everybody kind of feels. I don't want to bother nobody or I don't want to burden anybody. But I think after, if it's someone that you have been in a relationship with, friendship with for years, then you got to know that it's not a burden.
Hmm.
I think you got to get out of that thought process of that I'm a burden, and just move into what's wrong and how somebody can help you. Because a simple conversation and just simple words can, make or break a person.
Hmm.
So I'm that way too. So it's hard to break away from it from myself because you just got people that just always want to stay strong and never want to open up to what's really going on. But I think just if you know that person, and
Hmm.
if you know that person, you have not talked to them in a while, you have not seen them in a while, and they're just kind of getting they're disconnecting with you,
Yeah.
then I think that's when you really got to push forward and be like, what's wrong? You know what I'm saying? This
Hmm.
isn't you. So I can understand that something's probably going on, even if you don't want to tell me, just saying, hey, I'm here for you if you need anything. um, but then, you still do have some of those friends that really are a burden. And we can't take on everybody's burden, but at that same time, we can just let them know we're here. You may
Hmm.
not be able to provide for them what it is that they need, but sometimes, just like you say, that simple conversation is all that people need. Just talk. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to give my input. I'm not going to, say
Hmm.
anything. I'm just here to listen. I'm
Yeah.
just going to,
Yeah.
and if you want that input, then I'll give it to you, but I'm just here to listen.
Hmm. Hmm. I love that. I love that. And and for the audience too, like I want to reiterate, this is yeah, family for me. We have been through like our ups and downs of, life in general. We get busy and we haven't seen each other for a while and we haven't talked to each other. Ours is when we get together though, it to me it feels amazing. It's like we haven't missed a beat, we're just laughing and messing with each other and stuff like that, and just getting caught up, I would say. So what do you say to like family members that are struggling to connect with one another or feel like that person just doing their own thing, they don't care, or just I'm really really busy and haven't had the time to reach out? What do you say to family that go through that stuff? Because I would say we're pretty honest. We've kind of labeled each other, in the episode I talked about, I'm probably pretty the blunt cousin and stuff, and people be like, oh Lord, just shake their head, and I mean I've accepted that and stuff and I'm okay with that, but like what do you tell family um, when they're experiencing things like that?
If you can't be open and honest with your family, then who can you be open and honest with? You know what I'm saying? And the thing about family is it's still secretive stuff with families. And you know what I'm saying? I think for a person to learn and to grow, you have to let them know what you've been through. You know, we try to be so, I can't let this person know I did this. I can't let this person know I did that. That may help somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, and then it's not about molding this person to be how you want them to be.
Hmm.
It's about observing them and seeing what road they're going to take. Because if you've been around them long enough to know and how family are and how you rooted and you grounded, they're going to make the right decision, even if they make the wrong decision. You know what I'm saying? That right decision comes after the wrong decision because that's what you learn. So if we not open and honest just with our family and be like, look, hey, I did that too.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of time I think that's what our family need is to know I did that too. You
Yeah.
know, because it's like, oh, this family over here, and then you got to lay down those facades, just in general, or even in family. Period. You got to lay down that facade because it's
Mm-hmm.
why? What's
Yeah.
the point? We all know anyway. We, I mean, even if we ain't talking that so and so happened, don't say nothing.
Yeah.
We all know what has
Yep.
happened in,
Mm-hmm.
in every family. Everybody knows. But the point is, why is it a secret?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is it a secret? So I think that's the point that we have to get to understanding is just being honest
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
admitting your failures.
Yeah.
And it's hard because the judgment that you face after, but at the same time, like when you got the older family members, we know what they done. Even when we were younger, we know what they we
Mm-hmm.
can't say that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But you come out and you present yourself in this way, and we like, come on now. In my head, it's like we all know. Just let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Let it go. There's only one judge, and nobody's gonna judge you. That's between you and God. But I think just openness and honesty will go a long way within just friendships,
Yeah.
period. Sometimes you don't know how to tell it, but like you said, you have that person in the family that don't mind seeing it. And it's not that you're gonna say it in a mean and a rude way. It's gonna be like, look, we recognize this is going on with you. What's up?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's how you can learn. And it just seems like the younger generations don't want to learn. They want to just be fearless and experience everything. But sometimes just listening and learning could keep you from a whole bunch of mess that you don't even have to get into.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was, yeah, super well said. And you're right, and that's our family, other people's family is, we feel like, okay, if we say that, we're going to be judged. Or I think for me, I've just gotten to the point in my life where, you're going to think what you think, you're going to say what you say, but it ain't going to do nothing for me or take away anything for me. So I think
Right.
I've gotten to that point where I'm just there, but I feel like it's also pulled us together because me saying something or other cousins saying something, we're like, oh man, we didn't know that, or we thought it was something different, but it wasn't, it's this. So that's one thing that I say all the time is just be honest. It might not be something that person is ready to receive yet, but I think over time they're able to think about that and say, like, look, yeah, at the end of the day I was upset, but you're right. Or I just have a new outlook on you, and want to apologize or stuff. So I think it's wonderful, and I really appreciate you talking about those things. For you, my other question is, I know I keep saying I only had like two or three, but you're making me think about other stuff. Like, what do you do about friendships? I think a lot of us, myself included, have had friends since we were younger. And then we built the new friendships and stuff. So do you feel like you can maximize like your newer friendships in your lives if you have those new friendships?
You can. And I think it's important because what they say, you have the same people in your circle and y'all doing the same thing and nobody's growing. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Or nobody's learning. So you have to venture out and get new relationships because that's going to help you grow. Um, Mine has just been picking up from coworkers. You've worked for these people for 5, 6, 7 years and you just become friends. And but for me is I'm very observant. I'm not gonna talk a lot, you know, I'm gonna speak and say certain things, and then you gotta sit and wait. Am I gonna hear it again? You know what I'm saying? So if I don't hear it again, it's like, okay, I can pretty much trust this person. or if I'm with you and I see how you behave in certain situations and see that you respect yourself and you respect other people, then that gives me more of a better feeling of like, okay, I can trust this person. It's not that you want somebody like you, but you want somebody that wants the best for themselves. And then if you want the best for yourself, I know you'll want the best for me.
Mhm.
So that's how I kind of maximize my friendship is just by um, observing how they act, how they are, how they speak, how they live, and then I kind of know that this is a person that I can have in my life. I know another Chastity on my where I work at too, and people would always send her an email when they were trying to get to me, and then
Mhm.
she send it to me. I think this was meant for you, and we were on the same campus. So one day we just started talking.
Mhm.
She's like, I'm just come over here and talk to you because I keep getting your emails all the time. And now we the best of friends. You know what I'm saying? It's we the best of friends. She's been there for me. I've been there for her. It just opened up a friendship that you never would know. And I think that's what, even though you're comfortable with the friends that you have, you still don't know what you're missing out on by getting to learn and to know somebody else. Because at the same time you've been with these people the your whole life, are they really telling you what you need to know?
Mhm.
Because you have some friends they're gonna agree with you when you're wrong. That's
Yeah.
not the kind of friend I am. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I'm not gonna ride with you when you're wrong. Now, am I gonna embarrass you in front of other people? No, but when we get by ourselves, we're like, you're wrong for that, right? That
Yeah.
that's the kind of friend and stuff that I look at, and of course that friend is not gonna be your overall everything friend,
Mhm.
but you need different parts of friendship, I guess you can say. You know what I'm saying? There's difference in everybody, and that's just something that you have to figure out. Okay, this friend is what I need in this situation when it comes to grieving. This is a friend that I need, to help that. This is a friend that I need to help me. Hey, uh, can you go to the store and grab this for me? Because I don't want to go in the store and get it myself. Just certain situations like that. You got to have those different type of friendships. So I just try to make sure that I'm a friend. Um, and if they see that I'm that friend, then that's how we can continue to grow within our friendship. And that's just what I look for too. It's like, is this person there for me, and how I'll be there for them?
Yeah, man, that's amazing too. And I think that like wraps up like maximizing your relationships. Everybody's not going to be everything you need. You can have that spiritual friend, you can have that friend that go grab something from you. You can have that friend if you're having a bad day, like, hey, I just need to go and get a drink and vent, and that type of friend. I think that's how we have to look at it is you have people in your life. It doesn't mean you love them any less, but you're that friend when I need this, and I'm that friend when you need that. So I can be there for you, you can be there for me, and I think that's spells it out like so clearly. That's how you maximize your relationships in your life, and letting that person know, being honest, and not embarrassing. Also, we call that co-signing, like when you're in front of somebody else and then that friend get on the bandwagon and start talking with that person, looking at them like you kind of telling my business and stuff like that. So, like co-signing a little bit, but it's you're right. It's that observing, watching, saying things and like, is this gonna come out again, or is this gonna be something that I can trust that person with? I mean, that's so well said and stuff. And I think that comes from maturity. You have to see like in your life, like, are these people gonna to do that? Are we gonna ride together? Are we gonna be
Right.
there for each other? So that's amazing. So yeah, any like final thoughts and stuff? I again, like I say, this is so insightful for me because I love hearing other people's thoughts and perspectives. It also makes me think like, am I being the best person not only for them, but am I being the best person for myself? So any last thoughts from you?
Man, just what you just said, really. who are you being for yourself? Are you that friend for yourself too? You know what I'm saying? You got to, because a lot of times we can't be there for people because we not there for ourselves. And I have to realize that too is, and that's hard for me because I'm always there for other people. It's hard for me to be there for myself. But here lately, I realize it's like you got to go hard for yourself. You know, even though they're friends and you're gonna need friends, sometimes those friends not gonna be there, and you
Mhm.
gotta ride for yourself. So you summed it up pretty much good. Is you be that friend to yourself, who how you want another person to be, and that's what you're gonna attract. So you got to make sure that you know, like you said, you mature and you ready and whole and fulfill within yourself, and then those are the friends that will come navigate towards you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you so much. This was amazing. And again, I so appreciate you. Love you, love you, love you to the
Love
moon
you too.
and stuff. Thank you so much.